Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. It is Monday afternoon. Okay, this is not a trending topic. Is Nigeria taking over the American dream? I had a situation this morning, and I had to stop and think and then do some research. And prior to doing the research, I started to do an early show around 8:30 a.m., and do a full rant. I haven't done a rant in well over a year or two. Now, I've done shows where I ramble, but a rant might happen here this afternoon, okay? Welcome to the show. Please hit the like button. This is not a trending story again, so we have to try and get into the algorithm. Anyway, I want to talk about where Nigeria is. Not that I know, but I did a little research. And myself, you know, my age, born in 1964, I had to realize that I had been raised on propaganda, white supremacy, and hatred, like many of you. When I think of Africa, the continent, I think of Tarzan. I think of niggas butt naked on the Serengeti. I think of people with, flamethrowers. I think of the rebel resistance and all sorts of things. And that's part of Africa, but that's not, Nigeria. Now, allow me to tell you how this all came to be this morning again. I'm sure you're familiar with Fiverr, Upwork, and some of these other platforms where you can go hire freelancers. I was on Fiverr last week trying to hire a freelancer for something, just a little small something. I can do it myself, but, I said, let me see if somebody else can give me a different point of view. Over the last year or two, Fiverr has got more Nigerians, in terms of freelancers. Are you guys up to speed? Yes, no, maybe? And, I had to catch myself always looking for an American. I was on Upwork looking for an American. Again, the propaganda, the hatred had me thinking that people in Nigeria and other places are sitting in mud huts, lean shacks, and using Wi-Fi. Such is not the case. So I'm talking to a female, or what I think is a female, on Fiverr. She gives me a price. I said, oh, okay, well, for what the work required, she said $1,500. I said, oh, okay, well, let me think about it. I'll get back to you. An American black person, I asked an American black person, not through Fiverr or Upwork, just somebody who came recommended. I asked that person said, 4 bands. I asked somebody else if they knew a person who could, do the job. I have all the everything to supply them with. Somebody else came back to me and said, 15 bands. An American person, black person, FBA. I said, holy shit. I went back to the Nigerian. Can I get an amen? I went back to the Nigerian 2 days later and said, hey, just wanted to, reconnect if we could and discuss your price and how we can get the ball rolling. The Nigerian said, absolutely. Now, you can see on Fiverr and especially Upwork if these people are in different parts of the world. Then I started doing some research. Well, I'm sorry. Before I started doing the research, I called Deeds, my show producer. I asked Deeds. I said, hey, are Nigerians taking over? Because I'm getting a lot of Nigerians on these platforms for, to hire freelancers. Deeds says to me, I thought you knew. I thought you knew. Now, with freelancers of today, and I'm sure you know this already, Everybody is using Chat GPT. Yes, no? Let me look in the live chat. Chat GPT. So at some point, even if you pay the American, they have to run it through some type of software. And I'm not going to say, the project I'm working on. I'm always working on something. They have to run it through some type of software to check for certain errors, strong points, where something else needs to be expanded upon. Are the Nigerians known scammers? Yes. Let's be honest. Can I get an amen if you've been scammed by a Nigerian or somebody from Cameroon or one of those other places, East Africa? But in reality, it's like it's a catch-22. You're rolling the dice, hoping not to crap out. So I gave the job to a Nigerian for $1,500, and I said $1,500 or $15,000. The Nigerian said, no, $1,500. My question to you, is Nigeria taking over the American dream? Let me just read to you what AI says. The idea that Nigerians are taking over is a perspective fueled by rapid demographic growth and high-profile success in the diaspora, rather than a literal conquest. While Nigeria is experiencing a massive population boom and increasing its influence in special global sectors, it is also facing severe internal security and economic challenges. Massive population boom. Are you up to speed? Yes, FBA tried to scam me. Who's that in the live chat? FBA tried to catch me for 15 bands. So I then start to do a little more research. Before I did the research, I said to myself, well, it's not like they have, beachfront property or waterfront homes in Nigeria. Boy, was I wrong. Okay. Anybody from Nigeria in the live chat? They got shit out there that is competing with Dubai. Give me a second. I'm gonna play a video. They got shit, and I forget the name of the capital. Homes that look like you're in Dubai, and grass. Grass, my nigga. So give me a second. Thank you for becoming a new member. Okay, I see you up in that live chat talking about Nigeria balling. Sir or ma'am, just give me some time. This is a rant. I then had to think, am I really going to go to Puerto Rico now? And I certainly am not going to Jamaica. Jamaica can't even access, what was it, 2%, 2 or 3% of their own beaches? I even have to walk back what I was saying about Jamaican mothers being the best mothers, that I thought over the decades. Somebody is training these young Nigerians to work and to work hard. They want to work. Give me the names of some other platforms other than just Fiverr and Upwork. Oh, yeah. Okay. Afro Nerd Radio. Salute, man. Good to see you. Is it Lagos? Holy shit. I may have to take a trip to the motherland. Oh my God. This is a rant. What would I wear? Would I wear flip-flops and a dashiki, or am I old? What would I wear? What would I wear? You guys keep saying scamming. Nobody scams black people more than black people here in America. Let me say this one last thing before I play this video, and I see a couple of you in the phone queue. Please just sit tight. I got to get this rant out. If you are now claiming to be foundational Black American, you've got less, according to my data, less than 5 years to build some thriving communities, not just a neighborhood. Here in America, there's a difference between a neighborhood and a community. We've had that discussion already. Dr. Claude Anderson already broke it down. There are no Black communities in America. There's neighborhoods. You know what a community consists of. But according to my data, you've got less than 5 years because the Nigerians are coming. They are here. They work together. Here we go.
Big mansions, supercars, 8-lane highways, luxurious real estate. This is Abuja, Nigeria.
You know, sometimes when I drive by these properties, I'm kind of confused. I don't know if it's a house. I don't know what it is, but then it's a whole lot. We're looking at 3 to 4 billion, I guess.
Now look at this property on the market. You're 1.5 billion. That's a lot of money.
This penthouse in central Abuja costs upwards of $10 million. Trust me, being rich is not enough if you want to buy a home in Abuja's top neighborhood.
Politicians actually love staying here.
Abuja is one of the most planned cities in Nigeria.
The city of Abuja wasn't built until 1980 and officially became Nigeria's capital in 1981. And since then, the city has grown and now has a population of at least 4 million.
And it has some of the most wealthiest Nigerians and foreigners reside here. So what we're going to do in today's video is show you what it's like to live in the wealthiest neighborhood here in Abuja. We're going to talk about the cost of real estate, infrastructure, facilities, and all of these good things here in the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. So you should stay tuned.
Do subscribe to the channel and let me know which of these neighborhoods you like the most. Gabriel, a luxury real estate agent based here in Abuja, will be taking me around these luxury neighborhoods.
We sell luxury properties right here in the city of Abuja. And in today's video, we'll be showing even round, luxurious, and nice neighborhood here in the city of Abuja.
Abuja. Did I say that right? Abuja. Look at the trees. Do they have Mexican landscapers over there, or do they have Nigerian landscapers? There's a lot to unpack here. Just hang on.
Abuja is one of the most planned city in Nigeria. And when I talk about planned, I mean starting off the roads. We have one of the best good roads. And for me, I don't like traffic. So Abuja is like that place where you just want to come, sit, enjoy, live. Cost of living is affordable. You know, you meet good people here in Abuja. It's a very peaceful place to be. A very, very nice place to do business as well.
Number 5 on the list, and the first neighborhood we'll be visiting, is called Jabi. Abuja is a landlocked city, and this area became popular because of its artificial lake. The roads are paved by trees, which beautify the area. Jabi over the years has been considered a prime area to own real estate in Abuja, and properties can run into hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So yeah, this is Jabi, and one of the most luxurious neighborhood here in the city of Abuja.
Yeah. What makes it luxurious?
One thing you love about Jabi is the whole greenery. If you drive around Jabi,
yeah,
it looks very peaceful, calm. It's one of the best residential places to live in.
Let me jump in here for a second, guys. The Cash App link is at the top of the live chat. Your donations are appreciated. I like to comment on the screen. Do Nigeria still have civil wars on their land? I remember when a whole militia took over a shopping mall center there. Well, sir, we've got niggers in Atlanta in skinny jeans and slides, carjacking people at racetrack, gas stations, and broad fucking daylight. So what's the difference?
People living here in Jabi, we have business people, we have expatriates.
All right.
We have a whole lot of diplomats as well, because they love Jabi because it's close to the mall. They could go exercise at the Jabi Lake and all of that. It's close to town as well, like 12 minutes, 15 minutes max.
Yeah. What's the style of architecture you're going to find very common?
You kind of have a lot of detached houses, you know, those big mansion homes and all that. And then you have few of the apartments because it's not a highly commercial area. So you don't really have a lot of high-rise apartments. So you just have townhouses and then the villas. If you're looking to buy a villa, or you're looking at from 250 million up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from 250 million. One of our property that's coming out the waterfront for 850 million is a 7-bed.
7-bedroom.
Yeah.
So that's the most expensive that you've heard of in this area.
Yeah. Although that one is in an estate. Yeah. Jabi is an old district.
Yeah.
So you kind of see mid-contemporary and all of that. So we came out with this contemporary terraces.
Yeah.
And then we have villas.
Sit tight in the queue, the phone queue. We're getting some good comments here. If I don't say your name, don't take it personal. I don't have my contacts in, but I can see. LOL. Star want to pay them Nigerians for AI coding. On ahead, old nigga. LMFAO. Well, sir, we got niggas in America tricking on ratchet slobs, right? On Instagram using filters. Using filters. Now, I'm not the type of guy to hook up with a lot of chicks, online, but many of you, when you hook up with these broads, right, they look nothing like the filter after you've already sent them, a couple of $100.
I think Abuja need more of this.
The one selling point for this particular estate is the waterfront. So we don't have any waterfront projects here in Abuja. So this is the first. So this is it. View of the water. That's a phase 2 over there, the Mayari. And then we also have apartments coming up.
Let me know what you think of this neighborhood as number 5 on the list. Number 4 on the list is Katampe Extension, a pure residential district officially designated as an Abuja diplomatic zone. This neighborhood is one of the newest areas to see development, and a lot of wealthy citizens are buying homes and moving here.
The NEPA poles, all those poles for electricity,
They're on the ground.
They're all on the ground. So
that's good planning, actually.
Yeah, it was well planned. And then the beautiful thing about Katampe Extension is it's surrounded by these high mountains, these greenery. So you're really going to be seeing a whole lot. And because of these mountains, when you live here, sometimes the house already gets cold. So it's not so
hot.
Okay. Thank you for your support early. I want you guys on the phones heavy. Just please watch the language. We will be discussing a few other topics here this afternoon. Let me get this off of the screen. Hold on. Remove that. Okay. We will be discussing a few things here today. It's an early edition. Attorney General Pam Bondi, oh my goodness, she announced that all Epstein files were released. Attorney General, okay. Uncle Luke, he's going to announce his run for Congress. We'll get to that. I had that on the showrunner there a few minutes ago. My homie Vlad. Vlad is now trying to walk back what he said about Rock Nation, Tory Lanez. You guys up to speed? I'm not going to let him just walk it back. I got a little video with him and DJ Academics, talking. I think Vlad got a call and somebody said, "What are you doing? We've been paying you." Hey there, area code 267. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Are you there? 267.
I'm there. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Who am I speaking to?
This is Joe from Philly. I got something real quick.
Okay. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. I was looking for some artwork to get done for some of my relatives who are no longer alive.
Okay.
A gentleman on Facebook from Nigeria.
Okay.
He was doing beautiful work. I sent him a picture of what I wanted.
Okay.
We talked about it, but I didn't jump out the window right away, and he understood why. And he told me a lot of people in Nigeria lose out on money dealing with people in America because of the reputation that they have.
Right.
But Star, I took a chance. What he charged me and what others charged me was off by hundreds. I sent them the money, Star.
Okay.
Most people would think, "Oh man, you was crazy."
Right.
Star, the artwork came in the mail. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful.
So you were pleased with the service?
I'm sorry?
You were pleased with the service from the Nigerian?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Listen,
come on.
I was so pleased with it that I advertised them.
Okay.
And I told people about them. But people was looking at me like, "Nigga, I ain't sending no money to now. Is you crazy, nigga?" Nigga. They was looking at me like, but then look,
Right,
the people that came to my house.
Come on.
I'm like, look on the wall. I'm like, look on the wall.
Right.
Look.
Right, it's right there. It's right there. Say what you want about people in the continent, you know, and the 54 countries, but I got what I wanted. Now hold on a second. Hold on a second. If we had to compare, if there's even any comparison, you know, we see people getting scammed, friends, associates, loved ones, yes. But what is the ratio to getting scammed by an African in comparison to black men getting robbed by way of child support? Which one would you say is worse?
Ooh, damn. Yo, man.
Child support, thrown in jail.
Ready? No.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, again.
I like to be ready when I call your show, man, but you threw me off with that one.
Take your time. Take your time. I'll ask you again. What would you say is worse? I don't have any data. I'm just ranting here. What would you say is worse? Paying child support to a woman who you once laid down with, and you know you were loving on her, or getting scammed? I don't know, a couple of hundred, maybe a band or two from a Nigerian, as opposed to 18 years of child support.
Well, you know what, man? Listen, I ain't trying to sound goody two shoe, but I never been in that spot. Okay. I never would have put myself in that spot.
Okay.
I know it got to be hard, but listen, sir, if we're going to talk about that, you have to really get on these dudes and say, you need to be a little bit more disciplined with what you're saying.
Sir, that's an old discussion. Today's generation is some money, though. Well, no, I mean, I hear you, but today's generation is different. These niggas is out here chasing boy toys. They're out here chasing lady boys and all sorts of shit. So they're on their own. But listen, I appreciate the call. Land your plane. I appreciate the call. You have the last word.
No, you know, my last word is, man, ain't no way in hell if they gave me a free ticket, I would not live in Nigeria rent-free.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're just now joining me, I admitted early that I have been conditioned and programmed by way of, you know, hatred. When I think of Africa, I think of, you know, niggas sitting around eating monkey brains, eating with their fingers, flies and shit. That hang on a second. Hey, Sharita, I got your donation. Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. I got more videos to play. Oh! I no longer discuss basketball on the Star Report. So I can't talk about Brandy's national anthem rendition. You can send in a comment if you like via Cash App or PayPal. And but if you guys want to discuss the weird Michael Jordan footage, whoa, call in, all right? Area code 909. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Are you there?
Star, yes. This is Okeni.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
Let's take our time. let's take now. Let's say, you know, listen. I'm out for self. So what's going on? You're from the Congo. What's going on with Nigeria? Woo.
Hey man, listen. You know exactly why I called.
Please.
I think Star, right? And I'm probably gonna say some stuff that are not popular.
Come on.
And some things that you may not even agree with me, but I would say that to your point, you admitted that you've been conditioned a certain way to view Africa in a certain light. Yeah. But I think that what's really changing the world, and I said that early on when I was calling your show, is the internet makes the world a global village.
Right.
You can do anything you want at any price almost with the internet. What you experienced is no different than what a lot of companies do in the US, where they hire people in India for the IT department. Okay. You can't even call Expedia or anybody like that without talking to somebody in India, in Kenya, so on and so forth.
Okay.
I say that to say this. No, Nigeria is not taking over the American dream. All right, they're not. They're not.
Can I respond? And let's take our time. Can I respond?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, when I say the American dream, I'm talking about capitalism. Value for value. I'm not talking about family structure and morals. I don't know how Africans really get down with that. You know, it's a continent. But in terms of the American dream, capitalism, value for value. You see, the Nigerian knows he and or she is not Caucasian. So they're not coming here trying to assimilate to the white ideal. They can't. They can't, but they do come here. They work together, right? They have a mission, whatever that mission is. So that's what I mean by the American dream, the Black diaspora. Go ahead.
I get exactly what you're saying, and trust me, I
don't know what I'm saying.
With a lot,
I don't know what I'm saying.
But listen, I have this conversation with a lot of other Africans, right?
Okay.
And me being African, the thing I said is yes, we a lot of Africans work very hard in controlled environments, and tend to strive in a place like the USA because it's an opposite way of doing things in the sense that your hard work is going to be rewarded, versus in Africa, capitalism is the same all over the world, but in Africa, there is a lot more open corruption. So the hard worker doesn't always get his reward or her reward. In America, is very controlled, and corruption is hush-hush. We do know it does exist, but your hard work ultimately will pay off. Okay. So to the point that you read from AI, it seems like a lot of Nigerians are doing awesome and doing well. That's great. But one of the things I always say, even to other Africans, is how come we can't take that same energy back to the continent? Because yes, you see the villas.
I'm so glad you brought that.
Nice built highways.
I'm so glad you brought that to the table. If I can jump in. Again, my focus is the American dream. I'm not really concerned about, what's going on there other than is it flourishing? And from what I can see with my own eyes, it is. I've got more videos. It's flourishing. To go even deeper.
It's not flourishing.
To go even deeper.
It's not flourishing.
Well, okay, but let me just play some more footage. To go even deeper. Pause. I'm up to speed on certain things like the government strain, the food crisis, security crisis, and other things. But what I'm ranting about here are the Nigerians coming here and taking over the FBA efforts and the
no, they're not.
Well, let me finish, please. I'm ranting here. Taking over where foundational Black Americans once were striving, they have excelled, but now they have accepted the white inclusion. Are the Nigerians coming here and taking over the struggle of the foundational Black Americans? Go ahead.
I will say this. In the point of view of mainstream media, it appears that way. But I don't think that's actually a reality.
Okay.
It appears that way, yeah. But and I'm going to tell you why. African Americans, they do have one advantage compared to other people that look like them, is the fact that they are indeed Americans, and unless an immigrant has an American passport, we basically live on two different lanes. Now, the community work, that's great. You're 100% right. Nigerians tend to work together. As of 2025, there are legally almost 500,000 Nigerians in the USA, and 60% of them have college degrees, which is great. But we need to keep in mind there are more than 13 million African Americans in the USA. It's going to take more than 60% of 500,000 people with college degrees to take over the American dream of the African American person. That is my opinion. And again, if you're taking over the American dream, for example, like the Chinese, the Indians, it will be a direct reflection on your local politics and your local infrastructure. And we have yet to see that.
Okay.
And I know I sound like a hater.
No.
And I am a nice.
No. Listen, you've been a supporter of my machine here for a number of years. I appreciate you. Okay, well, listen, I'm going to do more research here because again, this all stemmed from me trying to hire a freelancer on one of those platforms, Upwork, Fiverr. And I kept getting Nigerians, but the Nigerians were aggressive and they wanted the job and they were willing to negotiate the price. Meanwhile, I got foundational Black Americans literally trying to rip me off, in the way that they have come to do business. Go ahead, Lucani. Go ahead.
Last word, Star. I'm going to say this. If somebody is in Nigeria, $1,500, that's a lot of bills compared to being in America, right? That's a lot of bills. My last point is this. To African Americans is be careful who you associate with.
Of course.
Star, you made the point that Nigerians, listen, you may be and the reason I'm going to say this is because I have African American friends, I have African friends. And it seems to me, in my orbits here, that some African Americans feel a little intimidated by Nigerians and shit like. I'm sorry, and stuff like that. And to me, it's because Nigerians, they come with a big smile, they want to be a homie and all that. But on the low, they're talking bad about you, right? The ghetto.
That's a whole fact. Hey, let me just say this. I don't mean to cut you. I still stand on what I've said for decades. I've never met an African with good intentions. I stand on that. But this is business. I'm not trying to be nobody's friend, pal, or homie. Land your plane, please.
Yeah, exactly. Straight up business. So don't get caught into the emotions because these brothers and sisters are here, including from Congo. They're not necessarily your brothers and sisters. Do your own thing, be cool, but don't be intimidated because these niggas have villas and stuff like that. Y'all have villas here too. Y'all can travel too. Y'all can take your money to Dubai and places where they're actually going to accept your money and actually deal with you as an individual and enforce capitalism and actually raise your profile. All that African stuff looks good, but at the end of the day, the African continent is the poorest continent in the world. More than 60% of the population in Nigeria lives under the poverty threshold, Star.
Okay, Lucani, I got to take other calls, man. Salute.
Peace.
Okay, Lucani, good man from the Congo. All right. Thank you for your support. Gene Richmond, are you calling in, sir? Number 9, I see you. Thank you for your donation. Text me if you want to call in. I'm coming to the Cash App donations shortly. Just hang on. Stay there. Guys, on the screen, Deeds is taking 20% off this week for any Tommy Hilfiger top on the eBay page. There's the information right there, 20% off. And if you send me a screenshot, I will then give you 2 months free promotion on the show here. We put your information in the showrunner, live reads, and we can also post in the community section a banner for you as well, okay? 20% off. All right. Hey, Sharita, I got your donation. Thank you, darling. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Luke Caney. He sent another donation. How about that, huh? Vance, good to hear from you, sir. Good to hear from you. Well, listen, I'm focused on Nigeria. You know, I've never been to Africa, and I've always said, you know, I would rather eat a glass sandwich than to go to Africa. But I'm just doing the research right now. That's all. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Area code 516. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Is Nigeria taking over the American dream?
Yes. Good afternoon, Star. This is Afro Nerd. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, man.
What's
Good to
up?
hear from you. Good to hear from you. How you been?
Right back at you. So this is a difficult topic, somewhat, right? Because if you pay attention to what's happening on social media,
Okay.
you get the impression that we're in the middle of a very heavy diaspora war, right? So my thinking is, as a pro-black person, and even when I say that, someone would say that I'm probably not pro-black. Everyone has their own vision of what pro-blackness is. So what I see is, I would like to think that we can be brethren and we can work together and we can form like Voltron and get things really popping. When I think of Nigerians, and you know, this has been reported that they reportedly have the most college educated folks in the United States. They even surpass the Asian stereotype. So the idea of black inferiority has to be dispelled, because you have folks that are of direct African ancestry who are overperforming, right? So I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
But then you start to see, well, what's up with the African American? So you start to get that model minority thing going on, and you're also starting to hear from some major players who are of Nigerian ancestry or West African ancestry, and they start talking recklessly about black performance, FBA performance.
Right. Yeah.
When you get into the history of what black folks have done in this country, it is amazing. But we don't talk about it, or we're forced to not talk about it, or someone will tell you that it's not real. Right. I've encountered some Nigerians, some social media folks who will try to remanufacture what slavery was about. You guys didn't do anything. This isn't real. Emmett Till isn't real. Like all of this hell that black folks went through. Oh, you're just a victim.
Right.
So you start to hear some stuff.
Can I jump in, Afro Nerd? Can I jump in?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And you're still on Afro Nerd Radio on multiple platforms?
Yes, but something else is coming. I got a fiber connection like you do.
Okay. All right.
And I'll talk to you about that when it's up. I'm dealing with Pushpinder from India right now.
Okay. So let me just address some of the things you said. I've never been to Africa, but here's what I think. And listen, I'm a low budget sociologist. Based upon people in America who are in seek of freelancers and other people to do some of the clerical or administration work that we want done, I've been noticing over the last 2, maybe 3 years that Americans are overcharging. Now, whether these people come from these places are scamming or not, you know, it's a roll of the dice. I said that earlier. So the workload that they are willing to take on versus some of the lazy Americans who, you know, give you a song and dance and they come up with all sorts of excuses. It's kind of hard for me and others who, you know, we just want the job done. And listen, I'm one of those guys who years ago I was on the radio saying, you're shopping online. Get out of here with that stuff. I would never do that. Look at me now. I'm in goddamn Walmart 3 days a week, getting all sorts of discounts. I used to say, we got to save the mom and pops, the brick and mortars. We don't really care about the brick and mortars, do we, anymore? Mom and pop stores? No, we don't. So that's where I'm coming from. But yeah, I'm just combing through this because I have my suspicion, maybe it's a reality, maybe it's a little shallow, that they are working, they are a force to working, and they are a force to be reckoned with. Back to you.
Well, look, I'm looking at things the way you're looking at things. I'm thumbing through videos like you're looking at videos, and I do have some sense of pride to say, hey, these black folks appear to be getting it in. But at the same time, you do hear of Boko Haram and extreme security issues and violence. There's still some poverty going on. So it's, much like the African American community, there are things that we could pop our collars about, and then there's things that we have to be concerned with, right? So two things can exist. My issue with what's happening with FBAs, if you want to use that term, is that historically and even into the present, we're always put off balance. It's like once you get something going on, something else has to happen. It's like the Chris Rock routine, one step forward, two steps back. Mm-hmm. So I think what's important for Black people, Black Americans, is that we do need to root out the minstrels and the racists and the people who are against data and facts. Right. Because there are things that have happened in Black history that are impactful, amazingly impactful. I'll just say something real quick. Yeah. So my dad is a retired barber and hairstylist for many years, right? Okay. In the Nassau area. So in the 70s and in the 80s, there were quite a few Black businesses, even going back into the 60s and before that, there were quite a few Black FBA businesses, business owners, folks that were quite substantial. Mm-hmm. Of Ken Chenault of Amex, mm-hmm. right? Right around the corner from my father's barbershop was Dr. Hortenius Chenault, right? FBA. He went to a Black college. He went to, I went to an HBC, I went to Hampton. Okay. He went to Howard, okay. Right? And he went to Morehouse, then went to Howard Dental. He has the highest, to this day, the highest New York State dental pass record or dental exam record to this date, going to an HBCU.
Can I jump in? I hate to cut you short. And
sure.
What you're saying is really crucial information. But, we have to be real now. FBA has become this buzzword. And just like you spoke about delineating coons and what have you, and I'm paraphrasing, mm-hmm. Now you've got mm-hmm. people who are just latching on, claiming to be FBA. They've never done any goddamn research. They claim their grandmother was Cherokee. It's getting kind of old, kind of fast, because those same people less than 5 years ago were claiming to be ADOS. Before that, they were Pan-Africanism, supporting Pan-Africanism, yada, yada, yada. So I'm just talking about the Nigerians coming here, flourishing from what the data says. I'm going to play some more video footage about what's going on in Nigeria and other places in Africa. But they are coming here. They are here. And I'm just making reference to some of these places like a Fiverr. I don't even really bother with Fiverr anymore. It's kind of played out now. But can you speak to that? Are they willing to work? Are they building communities? Here.
I can't say that implicitly. Okay. Like I can say that we see that they are thriving and creating a Nigerian American community in the Americas. Yeah. Now, are they doing things? These engineers and medical.
That's all I'm talking about.
Like, are they bringing it? Are they bringing it back to their country? I don't know. But let me say this quickly. This is very important. I want to mention this. Come on. We have someone like Cynthia Erivo. Now she's British, I think British Nigerian. And she spoke negatively about FBAs. Yeah. But you're eating off of FBA stuff.
Afro Nerd, I don't mean to cut you short.
Franklin.
Afro Nerd, I don't mean that's not where I'm going. I want to talk about here in America. Never mind all that stuff. But hey, man, I got to take the calls. I appreciate you.
As always.
Yes, sir.
As always.
Yeah, I don't care about Cynthia Erivo, and she's gotten roles. And you know what? People from other countries, they're going to continue to come here and get roles unless you really shut it down. Hi, Miriam. I got your donation. Thank you so much for your support. Someone is asking about the Michael Jordan video. Well, we can talk about it, but I'm not going to play the video. That I'm not going to do. I'm not going to play Michael Jordan, whatever he was doing to that little white boy. Well, was he trying to give him a wedgie? And then he starts rubbing his leg. Weirdo shit. Michael Jordan, his racing car team just won the Daytona 500. They were celebrating. Call in and talk about it. Let me say this before I continue on. Be very careful talking about a quote-unquote black community. Dr. Claude Anderson and Dick Gregory said there's no such thing anymore in America with regards to a black community. There's black neighborhoods. Now, you may have a online community, but if you're not showing your face and you're just hiding behind a fucking cartoon or an AVI, are you really making an impact? Let's keep it real. Thank you for your donation via Zelle. Is it Isaiah? Thank you so much. Patricia, thank you so much. Okay, Blade, good to hear from you. He says, so the Nigerian gave you a fair price when the FBA tried to run a play on you. Yes. Yes. I'm just doing the research. This is a research edition. Tell me I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. Hell, I grew up rooting for Tarzan, wanting him to beat up on the Africans. Was I wrong? Oh, there he is, Gene Richmond, Monday afternoon. Are you there, sir? Gene Richmond.
Monday afternoon, it's good to always listen to this show that is not only not unifying people from all walks of life, but causing social and intellectual bedlam on the internet. But I enjoy it.
Thank you for that intro. Where do you want to start, sir?
Well, it's just a great thing that you're talking about the African and Black American experience. Again, there was never a coalition, and there hasn't been a coalition at all. The question that we have to ask ourselves is, why does the government continue to pour in hundreds of thousands of millions of people from the third world? You talk about the Nigerian experience and other people from Africa, and that's one thing. But if you look at the top 5 or even top 10 countries that are mass immigrating here, either legally or illegally, number 1 is Mexico, China, India, Philippines, Dominican Republic. Not even the top 10 countries are a black nation. So you got to ask yourself, who are the Black Americans really competing with? I go through an old neighborhood that I grew up in, and it's almost like I'm in El Salvador or Central America somewhere. This was once upon a time prosperous black communities with storefronts and brick and mortar opportunities and things of that sort. But now it's almost like a foreign country. So you got to ask yourself: is the African the problem, or is this these other nations that are pouring in record numbers that we haven't even seen in our modern day society?
Okay, points well taken. But now you yourself, what you're not a fan of dating of FBA women, right? So you're saying one thing, but are you really concerned about quote unquote black communities in America?
Oh, that's none of my business.
Okay,
that's none of my business. I'm America first.
Gotcha.
I'm America first. That's none of my damn business. But these are the same people. These are the same people that talked about, this so-called delineation. But it was in the 1960s when the civil rights movement was at its all-time high.
Okay.
And they were going to fund a black-owned hospital, and Shelby Steele told this story. And the blacks went against the other blacks who opposed this imposition of civil rights in the community for Mayor Daley to stop the building of that hospital in Illinois. Yeah. So you got to talk about there hasn't been this unification that people always think there was, and that they think there is, because you have, again, like you said, groups of people, even in their own tribe, aren't a monolith.
Yeah.
There's foundational Black Americans align themselves with Clarence Thomas, Jesse Peterson, or even Larry Elder. Of course not. Thomas Sowell and people of that ilk. So again, there's different ideologies, and like you said, the unity thing is a great idea, but is it as impactful as one wants to think that it is?
Well, listen, I'm just coming through some things here because again, I wanted to get on the microphone here this morning and rant, and then I said, well, let me slow down. Let me see what's going on in Nigeria. Why there's so many people popping up on Upwork and these other places, and I really haven't even got into the details of how some of these people can try to scam you. If someone, I'm sorry, guys in the live chat, if someone tries to email you outside of contacting them on one of these platforms where they offer freelance services, don't deal with them there. Make sure that you're only communicating with them through the platform, because if you get beat on a deposit or anything, you can't get it back. Have you used some of those platforms, number 9?
Yeah, I've used things like Fiverr and things of that nature, but don't trust those goddamn Nigerians that want to take you to WhatsApp. Okay. If they ask you to take it to WhatsApp, just end it. Because I've been almost seduced by a Nigerian to go on WhatsApp to have a private conversation on WhatsApp. I shut it down immediately, because that's when it goes left. Because I'm not gonna let no African seduce me into something that I'm not looking to do on WhatsApp, and then entrap me in something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can easily get sucked into that world. You know, and that's a very deep, dark, sick world.
Right. Candace Owens, who's from your home state, Connecticut, she said years ago, I wish I was Nigerian. You know, she's got these people now who are, just getting an understanding of her history, but she's known for saying she wishes she was Nigerian. And what is her background? Is she Caribbean or part FBI? I forget.
Well, Candace Owens is from right here in my hometown of Stamford, Connecticut. I've worked with Candace Owens' family members. My old client grew up with Candace Owens' father, so her family is deeply rooted right here in Stamford, Connecticut. She identified for many years as Caribbean. Her mother is from her mother's from the Caribbean. Her father is, I believe, from somewhere in Arkansas or the Carolinas or somewhere. Okay. So she's a bit of both worlds, and she was born in Westchester County. But she's always identified for many years, she identified as Caribbean. Yeah. And it's very interesting, her change in tone in the post has changed, obviously, in regards to her ideology and her position in the mainstream. But she wasn't always that way.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time talking about her, but I just wanted to point that out that, from what I have been seeing over the last maybe 15, 20 years, Nigeria, population boom, and they're coming here. And again, we can sit here and talk about the wars and the civil wars and all that sort of jazz going on in Africa. It's going to be endless. I mean, I used to watch BBC News with regards to Africa, and it drained me. Like, my God, all of the corruption. But they're getting educated. They are educated, pardon me, and they're coming here. And that's why I'm asking the question, are they taking over the American dream? Before you go, Gene Richmond.
Yeah, absolutely. The American dream is up for grabs, and it's also up for sale. Because you got to understand, at this point, the globalist ideology is now taking form in the Western nations, especially in Europe, especially in the United States. You have entities like the United Nations, the EU, the World Economic Forum, that pays hefty to allow millions, hundreds of thousands, even millions of foreigners, especially from third world countries, to enter into places like the United States, the UK, France, Italy, and places of that nature. I mean, look at Spain. Just took in over 500,000 refugees from Africa, and about 85% of them were all male. Yeah. So you have to ask yourself, this is a globalist agenda, and it's also what they call the mass migration replacement theory. Right. People are being replaced for a new demographic, and there's almost nothing that we can do about it. Now, you have to ask yourself, are you going to be mad at the people coming here, or is your contention with your government?
Right. Good point. Great to talk to you, Gene Richmond. Great to talk to you.
Thanks for having me.
Number 9, tapping in. This is a bit of a research show, if you're just now joining me. Okay, this is not a trending topic. Again, early this morning, going back and forth with a freelancer, and I just said, Jesus, It's a lot of Nigerians. And for those of you who use freelancers on some of the other platforms, if you ask me, now they're openly saying, I'm in Nigeria. Anybody in that live chat got robbed or stuck up by an American? Whether it be white, black, Hispanic, stuck up and robbed. They give you some shitty work and then give you an attitude on top of that. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but I got your comment on the screen. When are they going back home? Baby, I don't think you understand my show title. Is Nigeria taking over the American dream? They're here, babe. They're here. You know? They're multiplying, procreating, if you will. Thank you for your comment. Malcolm, I got your donation. Thank you so much for tapping in. Someone says right here in Oakland years ago. Ooh, okay. I haven't been to Oakland, California since the early 90s. Okay. Isaiah, I got your donation and your email about South Africa. So I got to stay focused on Nigeria for right now. If I get a little time, I'll play that one. Thank you so much for your support. Hold on, this person's been on hold for a while. Hey there. Good afternoon, area code 305. Please watch the language. Oh, you're there, 305.
Star, what up?
Hey, how are you, sir?
Hey, quick thing about Nigerians. I lived in Africa forever, and I love all my people. But the thing you have to understand about Nigerians is that everything it's different types of Nigerians, and they don't even know their history. They try to push it on us like they do, but they don't. If you know, Flora Shaw was a white woman. She literally named Nigeria in 1897. Okay. So the thing about Nigerians, when you meet them, they talk from a lofty, standpoint, but they only benefit because under Ronald Reagan, they implemented the Benign Neglect Act, which implemented the term minority. You understand? So that's how, even they have reports on Harvard, how they'll take those blacks so they won't have to take us. But one thing you can ask a Nigerian is, show me your accomplishments outside of being an immigrant, outside of America. It gets slim fast. And that's what separates black people in America from black people around the world, is we thrive in every situation. We thrive. And another thing is, the thing about our Nigerian brothers and sisters, outside of they don't even know their whole identity came from a white woman, is that they buy houses at home, but they don't buy businesses at home. So you have 20 doctors, but you don't even have a clinic. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Can I jump in? Pause. Can I jump in?
Sure.
And I can respect everything you're saying. How long did you live in Africa, and what part did you live in?
6 years. 6 years. I've been traveling in Africa over 15. I moved last year. I lived in South Africa for 4 years, 3 years in Cape Town, 1 year in Johannesburg. I lived in Kenya for 2 years. Okay. That was
I have to ask you, with all due respect, were you on the run? Why'd you go there, sir?
No, I'm 100% disabled vet. I'm tax free, and I own.
I'm just asking, sir. I'm just asking. So you went there.
Yes, sir.
You were. Why did you go? What made you say, I'm going to live in Africa for a number of years? What was the motivation?
Great question. My grandfather, when I grew up, my grandfather was big on Africa, big on research. And so when I came up being a Marcus Garvey. I thought I was a Garveyite until I really got put on game that Garvey was a fraud. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He never was in Africa. Jamaicans hated him. That's why you never see Jamaicans.
So we've already had that conversation. We've already had that conversation. Salute to the Jamaicans who made him get up out of Jamaica after he got deported out of the U.S.
Deported for me with the KKK.
Right. But
exactly.
But hold on.
Stay. Made it to Africa, so that's what made me go to Africa, because when I found out that he was a fraud that never made it to Africa, despite the Back to Africa push, I said, I can't be like this Jamaican fraud. I got to get to the continent. And I got to the continent, and the continent is a fraud. And
let me jump in there again, sir. Pause. Let me jump in. Hang on. And again, I'm re-educating myself because I grew up with a whole lot of propaganda, looking at National Geographic and, seeing the bones in the nose and all that shit and just, being programmed. But now
Yes,
I can respect what you said about some or whatever the percentage is of Nigerians who don't know their history. I don't care what's going on over there. I'm worried about here. That's why the title says, is Nigeria taking over the American dream? I don't care if they have an understanding of their wars or their people that were matadors. I don't care. They're coming here in droves and they're working. So they want to work. Can you speak to that?
Yes,
Can you speak to that?
Yes, sir. The American dream for Black people is to be free in our own homeland. So they can never achieve the American dream. They want to be the new slaves, like mostly all Black immigrants that come here. That's why they come here to compete. Okay. They never came to collaborate. They come to compete. Okay. So they can be. That's what they want to be. That's why when you ask them to tell us any greatness that they've achieved without fleeing, they get quiet fast. Because at the end of the day, our American dream, you talk about the neighborhoods and communities, not anymore, because they found the FBI off of one thing. We have to suppress the Black American. They said when they talk about old boy for the FBI, he said that we the biggest threat to American sovereignty over the Russians and the Chinese, the foundational Black American. And in regards to the foundational Black Americans, people always hate when Black people name themselves, but they walk around saying people of color and all these other terms that white people, minority, and all these other terms. How you a Democrat and you hate Republicans and you call yourself a minority?
So I'm going to jump in because I need to stay on topic, and I'll give you the last word.
Yes,
Again, I can respect everything that you're saying, but here in America, sir, hold on, come on.
Yes, sir.
Here in America, people are coming here, they're cosplaying, and they are literally hijacking the civil rights movement to their advantage, and they are winning. So with everything that you've said, and again, I'm not saying you're wrong, and never mind what I'm saying, Dr. Claude Anderson said Black people will become a permanent underclass. What do you think about that? What he said, Dr. Claude Anderson, who was speaking about FBA and delineating long before most people of today. You speak to that?
That's my OG. I read his books and everything. So that's my OG. That's who I follow. You know what I'm saying? Even when I stopped following Garvey and everything. But you're absolutely right. But yes, we are secret sauce. Who can't come to a foundation that's already been laid and stand up? So yeah, but the American dream, once again, is to be free in our own homeland. They can never achieve the American dream. Okay. So that's how I land my plane. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Here's your girl, Candace.
I am a Nigeria stan. I think Nigerians just really have their ish together, their culture together. Whenever you meet a Nigerian, like they're all doctors here in the USA, their families are together, they take marriage seriously. I wish I was Nigerian. I do a little bit, but I'm not even a little bit. I'm not Nigerian, but they do have a very good culture. I told you there's something about Nigerians. I told you this yesterday or the day before. I don't know. I tell people I'm Nigerian. I'm gonna start just saying I am Nigerian. Nobody can tell me I'm not Nigerian. Everybody can be whatever they want to be nowadays. But I am a Nigerian stan. They are funny. They have very good values. I am a Nigeria stan. I think Nigerians just really have their ish together, their culture together. Whenever you meet a Nigerian, like they're all doctors here in the USA, their families are together, they take marriage seriously. I wish I was Nigerian. I do a little bit, but I'm not even a little bit. I'm not Nigerian, but they do have a very good culture. I told you there's something about Nigerians. I told you that.
Thank you for sending me that link. You see, Candace has got a whole lot of simps now. She's putting in the work. I'm not hating, but let me look in the live chat. What do you think about what Candace is saying about Nigerians got their ish together? Never mind Star. Candace is saying they got their ish together. One more time.
this yesterday or the day before. I don't know. I tell people I'm Nigerian. I'm gonna start just saying I am Nigerian. Nobody can tell me I'm not Nigerian. Everybody can be whatever they want to be nowadays. But I am a Nigerian stan. They are funny. They have very good values. I am a Nigeria stan. I think Nigerians just really have their ish together, their culture together. Whenever you meet a Nigerian, like they're all doctors here in the USA. Their families are together. They take marriage seriously. I wish I was Nigerian.
Phone lines are open right now. Thank you for the link. Yeah, she's been saying that. Who's on the screen there? Nigerian replacing FBA? I don't know. I don't know. I'm asking you. I got your comment on the screen. Who is that? Is that Junior? Junior, more than likely you are younger than me, smarter than me, better educated than me. I mean, I've got wisdom, but that's what I'm asking. Are they replacing FBA? They work together. I have been on the FBA wave for maybe 3 decades, long before some of you ever even thought about what FBA is. I used to go to libraries all the time on my road trips. You can go into my IG page. You'll see me in different libraries. When I went out to California, I went to the Oakland Library to look at old microfilm and to read some things in the genealogy department. So I think it's a valid question. Are they taking over the American dream? Oh, there he is, Mo Fax, tapping in Monday evening. Mo Fax, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am, Star. How you doing?
Good to hear from you. Where do you want to start?
I don't think they're taking over Black America, but I do think they're taking over the Boule class.
Okay.
If you look at Nigerians, there's only like 700,000 Nigerians in America.
Okay.
There's close to, I think, want to say almost 300 million Nigerians in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about a very small piece of the population. What they do, America goes over there, does a brain drain. They vet them through the USAID program, and they bring them here because they assimilate to society. The reason why I say they won't be able to take over the FBA dream, because first of all, there is no FBA dream. That's just that's what we're trying to that's what we're trying to establish here first.
Whoa. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, let's be clear. Let's be clear here. But I think what people may mistake that for is, will they be able to replace us in our whatever position we're in right now in America? And I'll say no, because no one will ever vote for a Nigerian, Black Americans en masse. So they can't move the political machine in that nature. You saw Barack Obama had to fake to be FBA just to have a chance and marry an FBA. Mm-hmm. So an out and out open Nigerian would never be able to pull off what he pulled off. 2 is they have one problem. Can I use the N word? Like I said, I know it's a daytime show.
No, go ahead. Feel free, please.
Their problem is the second and third generation of Nigerians, even though they come here as doctors and lawyers, and they're the top 1% or 1% from Nigeria, probably academically.
Okay.
Their children get the nigger mind virus, just like FBAs. That's the problem. The dudes who want to assimilate and fit in. As soon as they get here, have children, and their children have children, they get infected with the nigger mind virus. And that's the problem. You see videos now that they're actually sending their children back to Africa where they can beat them and get them back in line, because they're starting to act like how FBAs act, because we are infected with the nigger mind virus. That's how we are mentally conquered. Until we shake that, we won't have a dream. And as long as they want to assimilate to what we have, because you notice when they come here, they don't really celebrate their culture. They try to tap into what we have.
Yeah.
Now they have enclaves and they have their weddings or whatnot, but in general mass, they'll try to assimilate to what we're doing. While their children will. The parents will hold to the Nigerian culture, the marriages, the ceremonies, the dress. But as soon as they have children here, they get infected with the nigga mind virus, and they're right back in the same place we are. But like I said, they will never. As soon as I'll give you an example.
No, hang on. Stay with me.
Racist.
Stay with.
Yeah.
I fully understand what you're saying, and I thank you for calling in. You're right. But they're coming in such droves, flourishing, and according to AI Overview, there is a serious massive population boom, a rapid demographic growth. So when you look at the ratios of those who come here and go to the, however you phrase that, the nigger mentality, something like that, there's even more coming. They are setting up shop. They are working together. They are pooling their resources, and then they vote within their, neighborhoods, and then they turn it into communities, just like the Somalis. Is that fair to say?
That is very fair to say, but I think where they'll be capped at is like you see the Cubans in Miami and Florida.
Okay.
That'll be their top.
Okay.
That'll be as far as that they'll be able to carve out a small enclave like the Cubans in Miami or Southern Florida. Okay. They'll have some political power. Let's not get mistaken. The Cubans have a significant power in South Florida, but it won't be national power because, like I said, it's only 700,000 of them here. Period. That's including newly immigrated and their children. So we're talking about with FBA, there's 35 million. Until you can activate that and get a candidate that will get behind them, it's not going to happen. Like I said, as soon as we sniffed out Obama, you saw he lost all his clout. Now he can't activate the black vote. And what I was going to before I left off was, if you look at the Essence Fest.
Oh my God!
As soon as Black Americans found out that it was Africans behind the Essence Fest, it lost all appeal. And that's how it's always. I mean, I'm just saying.
Mo, can I jump in?
He had this thing called Yes.
Can I champion what you just said? I was in the supermarket last week, and I saw Brandy and Monica on the cover of the new Essence magazine. I started to buy it. I haven't purchased an Essence magazine in damn near 2 decades. And I said, maybe I should buy that. That might be a souvenir, And then I said to myself, well, wait a minute. Doesn't an African own that goddamn thing? Leave that shit right there on the shelf. Come on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, and this is what, out of those 300 million in Nigeria, there are some riders, like we like to call them. There's some riders, but they don't bring the riders here. Okay. And they never will, because they know that we will have like-minded. They bring the boule class here, and they have a boule mentality. And the American boule is on outs. Yeah. It's a whole. I think the FBA, we're in an infant stage, and we have an awakening and have our own identity. And as that even strengthens more, it's going to be hard for the Somalian. It's going to be hard for the Nigerian. It's going to be hard for the Haitian and the Jamaican, everybody, because as soon as we sniff out that you're not of American lineage, it's okay. Like, you're taking something out of our pocket. Let's just be honest here. You have your hand in our pocket, because every dollar that goes to you is coming out our reparation fund. And that's how it's seen. I mean, I'm sorry it's seen that way, but they will take over the boule class because they're brought here. They go to Ivy League schools. They get the top position and set aside through affirmative action and programs like that. But as soon as they get sniffed out, it's over for them.
Okay. I appreciate the call, Mo Fax. Anything new on your platform? You want to mention any episodes or shows?
I just did a show on tethers, actually, explaining what the word is. And like I said, we need to be very accurate when we use that term, because like I said, there's people that can't make it through the vetting process that's on the continent and the Caribbean that have like minds like we do and even respect what we're doing, but the tethers get in the way, just like the boule class Negro over here gets in the way. Okay. And until we conquer this nigga mind virus, we're not going anywhere fast. Thank you, Star, as always, for giving me a platform.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mo Fax tapping in. Let me go to area code 843. This is a research edition. Please watch the language. Where do you want to start? 843.
Hey, how you doing, Star? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are.
Yeah, hey, I go by SBA News and Updates. And I wanted to piggyback from the last caller. He said some things, but he didn't really clarify. So I want to clarify and to make a point.
Come on.
So when he says brain drain is something Nigeria is experiencing, China and India. America is a brain gain country. So what he was saying was true. America only wants your best from other countries. Okay. That's called selectivity, hyper selection. Right. So when Nigerians come over here, the Vivics of the world or Chinese nationals, that's their best. The only time we take a country's worst is through asylee, refugee, or evacuee. You know, the hurricane thing that happened over there in Jamaica. So while they're trying to experience the American dream over here, they're causing a brain drain in their country. So now Nigeria is experiencing a nightmare. They got one doctor to about 100,000 Nigerians. That's what happened over there while they send their best doctors abroad. So that's what so that's the trade they're looking for. Now, the success they get over here in America is because they're cosplaying. Although they come as a Nigerian immigrant, America doesn't know that. So they cosplay as a Black American. So they're able to funnel through politics, get voted in certain situations, and get tallied onto Black staff as a Black person. But really the whole time they're Nigerian. So but if they came as a Nigerian American, a lot of their success in politics probably wouldn't go far at all. And that's why we're delineating. We're saying, ho. No, we're not going to let them put on the FBA jersey no more.
Right.
You got to make it through America with the Nigerian jersey.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure, go ahead.
I respect everything you said, and what you just said is facts. You have no argument from me. None at all. But what I'm just asking, are they taking over the American dream? And never mind what Star says. Dr. Claude Anderson, who started talking with Rock Newman about delineating, 7 or 8 years ago, right?
Right.
Right. He also said in his book, Powernomics, Blacks in America will become the permanent underclass. So I'm not in no way, shape, or form trying to clown my FBA lineage. I'm not doing that, but I am trying to pay attention, because I didn't pay attention before, to these Nigerians that are getting their weight up. And I can admit that I didn't do the research on the capital of Nigeria. Holy shit, they got man-made lakes. They got beachfront property. I'm expecting to see, just niggas out in the goddamn swamps and all sorts of shit. And I said, whoa. So that's how this discussion has even come about. Take your time. I'm in no rush, please.
Yeah, so also in Nigeria, they have a city called Mokoko, M-O-K-O, where they live on like dead water. Okay. Like they urine, they fish in the water, they bathe, they urinate. Yeah. So so they have some stuff. So that's what you're expecting to see. Yeah, they kind of leveled up. But also BP established BP in Nigeria. So they get like some royalties from BP. Well, actually, I think they got rid of it, but they got a lot of money from BP around 1901. So yeah, they try and get their weight up, but as the caller said, they're too small in numbers. They come like 400,000 deep, and now we're delineating. We pretty much pulled the wolf clothing off the sheep. Okay. Everybody can see them for what they are now, which is going to slow out their progress down. But they're only compared to immigrant groups. So when people compare them to 40-something million people, or even anybody else, white people, that's an unfair comparison. They're always compared to other immigrant groups, not the populace, because other immigrant groups, they share similarity. They also have their brain gain over here. Okay. But when in America, you have all of the populace of white. You got the meth, right? You got the meth addicts. You got the middle class. You got the rich. Black America, crack class, middle class to rich. That's unfair to compare us, a whole entire populace, to a highly selected, filtered, successful group.
Yeah. And again, I've never been to Africa. Have you been there yourself?
Don't plan on ever going.
Right. No. For
your same reasons. For your same reasons. All right.
Right. However, you know where I definitely am not going now? Puerto Rico or Jamaica. There's no reason to now. There's just,
why not?
Well, we've got more Puerto Ricans here in America than we do on the goddamn island, right or wrong. Their population is declining. I say that respectfully. Jamaicans, last time I checked, what is it? Troll babies, what is it? 3% of people living in Jamaica, natives, can't even access their beaches.
Yeah.
They can't even access. So why would I want to go there and go to a goddamn a hotel, just to pretend I'm really experiencing Jamaica. Anyway, so yes, I'm just asking, are they taking over the American dream? Are you up to speed on?
So the answer is no.
Okay. Now, what about my basic understanding of some of these platforms, again, like Fiverr and these other platforms where the Nigerians are there and they're doing the work. They're doing the work, and it's hard to go with someone else from America and they're going to like charge you 5 or 6 times more than the Nigerian, and the work comes back, it's A+. What about that?
Yeah, that's difficult. That's difficult to compete with, and that's why sometimes we just gotta, invest in our own country and just say, hey, it's country over cheap labor. And
invest in what? Black businesses? Where are we going?
Yeah, man, the true American dream when things is done in America and by Americans.
Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate you. Do you want to promote your platform?
Yes, sir.
So you address this
on
your platform? Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, all the time. Yeah, so FBA news and updates. I be cooking people all day long, man.
Keep me posted, man, because, again, I've never done the research on Nigeria. I mean, I've heard things over the decades, man, but wow, they got...
That gets really bad. Gets when you pull that curtain back, it's really ugly over there.
Okay. Thank you for the call, man.
I appreciate it.
Salute. The white Denzel, Rory, tapping in Monday evening. Rory, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, that song was fire. The video's even more fire. I love it.
I like it. What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, direct reflection of culture. I love it.
Okay. Nigerians taking over American dream.
Get out of here with the Nigerians taking over. Get out of here with the Nigerians taking over. It's all a scam, man. Like look, this whole thing. Hillary Clinton just admitted this weekend that mass migration has failed. That their plan, the globalist plan, have failed. And in Ireland, they got a real big problem with Nigerians. A really big problem. They're everywhere. They're on welfare. They all mysteriously become doctors. And now we're seeing like the Medicaid fraud come out of nowhere. All over. Medicaid fraud. What are Nigerians known for? Fraud. Where are Nigerians? They're all in New York or California, and they're all doctors.
I hear they're in Houston, Texas, and growing. I got another video to play. They're in Texas, getting away.
There you go.
Come on.
All Democrat blue cities. Major blue cities.
Okay.
And what are they doing? They're all taking Medicaid from patients, right? So it's not that they're good doctors. I would have taken, when my mom got sent to a pulmonologist who was Nigerian, he started talking about cutting her lungs open, giving her like a bunch of medication. He gave me a bag of medication to walk out of with. I just met him. First time I met him. She'd just been diagnosed with lung cancer. First time. And he's like, you go home and give her a million different things. Well, I get the fuck. Get the
Rory, you got to watch the language too early. Rory, come on.
My bad. I walked out of there. I never talked to him again. He ended up billing the Medicaid people. He ended up billing them
$40,000
for procedures.
How much?
And all types. I told him I never gave my mom that. I walked out of there. I never talked to that Nigerian again. He couldn't even talk English correctly. And we're talking about something serious over here. Another.
All right, now hang on a second. I'm going to jump in because we got to stay on topic. I'm asking, is Nigeria taking over the American dream? I'm talking about on a broader scale. I hear your personal story. I get it. But are they coming in, doctors, nurses, and are they working together? Because, everybody's got a story. But I mean, and listen, I'm at the age where it really doesn't affect me like that. But, I am looking around. I'm taking notice of certain things, and we are literally right now in the moment of a change, a pivot. Right now, what do you think? Are Nigerians taking over American dream?
I don't think they are, and you're right that it's only the ones who are foreign and who are not born here that are the nurses and the doctors. The reason why is they accept their college credits and stuff from the countries that they come from. They could tell them they might have to do a couple of years here to become a nurse, but they don't have to do the full 4-6 or whatever it is. They come here with a fake Nigerian thing saying, we got 64 college credits back in my home country. The doctors, they even tell them that they did a residency in Nigeria, and that's acceptable to be a doctor here. When they have kids here, their kids, the ones that are born here, the second generation, the first generation that are born here, they're like everybody else. You don't see them becoming doctors and nurses and stuff like that. They're the same as everybody else. Right. So refugee status has a lot to do with it. Gotcha. You get paid the whole time. You can go to school the whole time and be put up and living in. Other Americans can't do that. Right. So it's not.
All right, hang on a second. I'm going to jump in here because, again, I want to talk about on a larger scale.
Nigerians is,
hey, did you call in the other night? I mean, not that I want to go all the way left. Did we talk about the New York City female police officers wearing the hijabs? Did we? I forget. Did you call and we talk about that?
I mean, that happened. They asked all the female NYPD officers to wear the hijab for a day in like solidarity.
Okay.
You know, you see what's trying.
Listen, I don't want to go back into it now. I know I had it on.
Yo, stop real quick. If they had so many good doctors, why they don't have a vaccine for malaria? Why they don't have a vaccine for malaria? They got all these wonderful doctors around the world. They can't figure out malaria. The Europeans had a vaccine for the bubonic plague. They killed 3/4 of all the people. So don't get me with these Nigerians. They ain't nothing.
Well, I'm going to say this before you go. Hold on. Before you go. Now, I have no issue with them if they come here legally and they work hard and they get their weight up, you know. But now, who's to blame? Is it black people or is it white people who, you know, open up the borders once upon a time, getting greedy? Politicians, you wanted cheap labor, and now it's coming back and kick you in the ass. What do you say about that?
That's the whole reason that Trump was voted in, and there's this whole, America First movement. That's the reason there's a whole America, a nationalist movement. It's because the globalists failed with their mass migration scam. We don't want to live around these people, man. I don't care what color you are. If you're American, you're black, white, Hispanic, you know this new influx and all these Nigerians, nobody want to live around them. Take that ish back to where you come from, man.
Okay.
You know, they tried to give them a hand up, 2 hands up, because they know they can't compete with us one-on-one. Look at their countries. Look at their home countries. Man, don't fall for that okie doke. These Nigerians ain't ish, man. They're nothing. Look at where they come from.
All right, good to talk to you, Rory. Salute.
All right, so.
The white Denzel. Guys, that's my email address on the screen. We've hit the 2-hour mark. I'm going to take my break shortly. So Star still ducking shower posse. So I had a great time when I was moving with the shower posse. Thank you for your donation. Hold on a second. Area code 908. Please watch the language. Good evening. This is a research edition. I'm just asking the question, is Nigeria taking over the American dream? Are you there? Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Good evening, 908.
Yes, good evening, Star. How you doing?
I'm good.
Long time fan. I'm a first generation American born Nigerian, and I just want to say we're not trying to take over anything. We're on survival mode, just like the immigrant Indians are, just like the Irish, just like the Italians were. We're not trying to take over Black America. We're just doing our thing. So the person that just called and said Nigerian ain't shit, look at them.
Sir, please watch the language. Sir, please watch the language.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
Yeah, never mind him. That's Rory. He goes hard in the paint, but please watch the language. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah, but all these people come to America because their countries are struggling. And obviously, this is the land of opportunity, and we have, like Candace said, I'm not really a big fan, but we do well. And the reason why we do well is because our parents take education very seriously, just like the Asians take education very seriously. And another thing, I was just talking to my co-teacher about this, is that we have a lot of unity. We have a lot of organizations. If there's somebody that just died, you know, there's going to be a lot of people supporting them financially. If there's a wedding, or they talked about weddings, if there's a graduation ceremony, there's so many different organizations on different levels where we come together as a people. Unity is what would make a race or any group of people successful. It's all about unity. The reason why the Jews are very successful, unity, they always have each other's backs. It's all about unity. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for having
Stay
this
with me.
conversation.
Stay with me.
Got you.
You already know this is the objective perspective. I like people to speak freely.
For sure.
I'm still learning as I go, you know, and as I said earlier, I don't know how much of the show you saw earlier. I was raised on propaganda, hatred, and programming. So my idea of what Nigeria was once upon a time is totally different now. I
haven't seen that part.
I got another video to play. Holy smokes. I'm looking at houses on man-made lakes. I didn't know they had a goddamn beach there.
Right.
So
Now,
hold on. So you know, so I'm looking at the moves, you know, and are they Nigerians? Are they moving like Somalis? I don't know that. I mean, I don't know if they're, you know, and you know, Nigerians are not a monolith, you know, but I have to take, I have to take notice to what's going on. So that's why I'm asking the question: are they taking over the American dream? You have the last word. Take your time. Go ahead.
I'm not really. I'm in New Jersey. I'm not really hit to what the Somalis are doing. I believe they're mostly in Minnesota.
They're scamming.
But all I can say is that I'm from the Igbo tribe.
Okay.
And we're known for being about our money and our business, and you know, sort of like the Jews. I'm not trying to be you know, stereotypical, but we're known for being about that. And there are definitely issues, right? The scamming. That's I just got scammed on my Twitter by a fellow Nigerian speaking to me in his pidgin language. I'm like, you're supposed to be my brother, you scamming. But yeah, we're about our business, so that's what we're focused on. Is getting to the, I hate to say it, but getting to the bread. And the best way to do that in this country is through education. Now, look, you've seen the Super Bowl, right? There were like 3 Nigerians on both teams. You know what I mean? So that's another way. You know what I mean? Through athletics. We're just about, we have a lot of pride in our country, but in our tribe as well. And the best way to succeed, like I said, through education, through sports, and through other venues. But
well, let me just say this. Let me just say this. Objectively speaking,
right?
If I were Nigerian, you know, and I was, you know, scamming people, I would say, I would say what a lot of FBA niggas used to say in Brooklyn back in the days: respect the jokes. Respect the jokes. That was a very well-known thing. Brooklyn, the most cutthroat, grimy, backstabbing borough. Right, Blade? Right, Blade? Blade's out there watching. So respect the jokes. Yeah, okay, you got scammed. And what? I mean, it's different now. But it's the same mentality. But hey, I appreciate the call.
It is the same mentality. Look, not everybody has it, so they're gonna try. And I'm not defending them at all. No. We don't defend drug. We don't defend this stuff. But you're gonna get it how you're gonna get it. Yeah. These people have computers. They got phones. They're struggling in life. I'm talking about those in Nigeria, but there's some scammers in America too, right? There's Nigerian American scammers too, of course. Yeah. But they're going to get it how they're going to get it. Nigeria has the biggest African population. You're going to have a lot of Nigerian scammers. It is what it is.
I appreciate the call.
The ones that come here, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay.
All right.
You guys ever heard that from back in the days? Respect the jokes. Oh, my God. You know, Somebody said something about me and shower posse. I perfected being a total piece of shit running with the shower posse. I came over from New Jersey. You know this already. Started hanging with them and seeing how they were moving and lining people up, robbing people. The same people we just had food with this person. We just had ackee and saltfish. Now it's 2 hours later. We're doubling back, crawling through the window. Respect the jokes. Oh, hold on. Sit tight in the phone there. Let me play one more video before I take my break. Okay, now which video did I play earlier? Hold on. Was this the one? Oh my good. Now, never mind the brown water. Okay. I'm too old to be swimming in lakes and the oceans anyway, but just what do we got here? This isn't the Nigeria I knew as a kid. What the hell?
Capital of Nigeria, Africa's most populated city, among the richest cities in Africa, home to Africa's richest men, international music superstars, and the multi-billion-dollar real estate industry. It is a beautiful day in Lagos to show you where the cream de la cream own residential homes.
This is the side of Lagos the mainstream media will not show you, but I will show you, right?
Talking about the location, this is just for the 1% of the 1%, a place for those who love exclusivity and love the privacy, and of course, love luxury.
If you're walking through this neighborhood, you can see like everything look very well
organized. You want
organized.
to definitely raise your kids here.
Yeah.
The gated estate in this neighborhood features advanced infrastructure, A-grade security, smart home technology, impressive architectural design, and serenity.
These neighborhoods are for the elites, and you can tell by the plot size, avalanche of plot size, the architectural design, and the net worth of people living in these neighborhoods.
Homes in this neighborhood are out of the reach of the average Nigerian, with prices running into tens of billions of naira, built for the 1 percentile of citizens.
Right now, the least house in here, the fully detached actually, from $3 million.
For an apartment like this, what are we looking at in terms of price point?
$2.5 million.
$2.5 million.
If you are looking to buy a holiday home or an investment property like this one behind me, then these neighborhoods offer exclusivity, value for money, and luxury.
Yeah.
Wow.
So why don't everybody have cinemas in their house?
Really?
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
My name is Confidence, founder and CEO of Eden Oasis Realty. I'll be taking Stephen around Lagos to show him some of the finest real estate Lagos has to offer.
So join me as I visit and tour some of the most luxurious, exclusive, and extremely expensive neighborhood right here in Lagos, Nigeria. Subscribe to the channel if you're first.
Lagos, Nigeria. Just hang on a second. I'm coming to the phone lines. Hold on.
Time and give this video a like.
The first neighborhood to highlight is Aja, and the most affordable in this video.
Aja stands out as an ideal location for starting a family and features decently priced neighborhoods like the Royal Garden Estate.
And it's quite inexpensive and popular among middle-income families.
So if you're driving through the Aja Bridge and you look towards your left or right-hand side, you're going to see this very nice estate. Very contemporary buildings, the roads are good, and it's always well lit at night.
This is Royal Garden, one of the most significant estates here along the Aja corridor. Royal Garden actually changed the face of real estate development along this corridor. In terms of the infrastructure, the drainage, the landscaping, everything was done to perfection. It's a great project. I think 150 hectares of land. We have housing units, we have lands for sale. They provide all the basic infrastructure.
The Royal Garden Estate is an upscale housing development located off the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway. The estate is located on a site of 150 hectares of land.
This is located in Aja. Now we have different parts of Aja. This is like the uptown.
This is the most elite side of Aja.
Yes, of Aja. So
what are we looking like for the price of land and the average price of, let's say
housing.
5-bedroom fully detached here in the neighborhood?
Okay, right now, lands, you can get a plot of land here from about 200,000 per square meter. Then for the housing units, we have from as low as 270, 300 million for a 5-bedroom. For the housing units, we have the townhouse is going for about 240 million, thereabout. But for something new, we have from as low as 380 million, 400.
Thank you for your comment. Can you send me a link to my email address? There's a place that looks like Beverly Hills. Send me a link via email.
450, 500, 550. We have as high as 700 million here.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
okay. So would you say that's the most expensive in this
That's the
neighborhood?
most expensive
700
right now in
million
this
naira.
neighborhood, yes.
Well, for that price point is still, and I'm going to say it's probably because of the location. Do you have any listing here we should check out?
Yes, we do. Okay, this is 600 square meters.
Okay.
Really large, right?
600 square meters. What's the features of the house and what's the asking price for it?
The asking price, this is 380 million. 5-bedroom, yes. You have a pool there. And I think we have some smart features here. So
let's go take a look at it. What really justifies the asking price of 380 million for a property like this?
First, the land.
Yeah.
The land is quite expensive. And then the space. This is really large.
Yeah.
And of course, the quality of finishing of the home.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, you can see that for yourself. The tiles, most of the things here were imported. So it was built to perfection, basically.
I wouldn't say it's affordable, but it's decently priced.
The estate itself gives you that sense of luxury. I mean, the landscaping, everything really. When you come in here, it's like you're in a different place entirely. You don't even feel like you're in Aja. It feels totally different.
If you want to live in a luxurious neighborhood, but don't want to spend like so much money to get that, this is the next bet.
Exactly.
But I mean, let us know. This is just one of those neighborhood on the list. So let us know if you like it. We'll go on to the next one.
Up next on the list is
Okay. Star, the Chinese are probably building these properties. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. The Chinese investing in Nigeria? Let me look in the live chat real quick. This is a research edition. I've never been to Africa. Can you send me a link? Someone says, Star, you should show wealthy black neighborhoods in America. I have, sir. I have. Now, they're not just black. You mean black people live there, but they're not like exclusively black. If you have a link to that, send me. There's my email address on the screen. When black folk get money, they move away from other black folk. They move in with white people. Now they've got a couple of neighborhoods in the Atlanta metro area. They've got one that's a tiny home neighborhood. I've been there. I've traveled across this nation, sir, for decades. I've done many road trips. I've even gone to what used to be black neighborhoods. We've had that conversation before. Send me a link, please. I'll play the video. Hey there. Good evening. Please watch the language. Are you there? Hello.
Hey, Star. Detroit Ziggy, Star. Hey. How are you?
Detroit Ziggy. Good to hear from you. What's going on with you, man?
Star, I'm so glad you just mentioned that. And Star, you keep bringing up redlining and gentrification. And Star, it's happening as we speak. And Star, I live in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
We have the second largest Somali population. And unfortunately, black man, and I'm not speaking to you, Star, I'm speaking in the population here where I'm at.
It's okay.
You are a super minority in my city today. And this change happened in a short period of time. Star, are we familiar with sanctuary cities?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, Columbus, Ohio is a sanctuary city. Okay. And this is a research program, right. Star, right? This is an episode here. We're speaking about Northern Africa, right? So we're speaking about Ethiopians, Somalians, Libyans, Moroccans, and everybody else that's in Northern Africa. And guess what today, Star? Radamez has taken over Bishop's neighborhood in Harlem, right? And it's happening, and I don't want to hear anything about Boston, Massachusetts, about redlining. Well, Star, it's happening with Northern Africans. It's not white people, right? We're talking about the browning of America. Well, it's happening, but it's not African American, traditional African Americans. Right. These are Somalian Americans. These are Libyans. These are Ethiopians. And guess what, you guys? They don't care about our culture, right? They don't care about the way we grew up. They don't come from hot dogs and hamburgers, right? They live together, They eat in a circle off the same plate.
Right.
And this is why they have multiplied and we have disintegrated as a population.
Yeah, well, I'm doing research, as you said, and I haven't done full data comparisons and stuff like that, but it seems to me that the people that are coming in willing to do the workloads in these, again, places where you hire freelancers, they're undercutting, people here in America, and they're producing some good work. Now, are people getting scammed and beat? I'm sure, but that's why you have to stick to the platform that you're using, as opposed to, trying to work offline with somebody else, because they will catch you lacking, if you ask me. But hang on a second, Detroit Ziggy. Someone sent in a comment. Is it Petey? Petey, Baldwin Hills, California. Is that what you're talking about? It only has a 45.7% African-American community. Baldwin Hills, are you talking about, was that where Nat King Cole and others lived back in the days? Well, today, if you're talking about Baldwin Hills, it's only a 47% black population. So no, that would technically not be a black community. You've got others in there. Anyway, back to you, Detroit Ziggy. You were saying?
Well, again, Star, it's happening. And unfortunately, it's a community, it's a nation that's invading ours. It's a city issue, Star.
Yeah.
I don't care where you go, okay? The Bureau of Motor Vehicles in other counties do business differently. These Somalians, these Northern Africans do not know how to speak English, Star. How is it they have driver's licenses? How is it we can insure people?
Detroit Ziggy, you're right. Hang on, you have no argument from me with regards to what you're saying. Hell, I voted for Trump. But now, I'm not blind. I'm looking around, and I've always been objective. Even though I can vote for somebody, I don't necessarily have to go down with the ship.
Well,
but with regards to what's going on and what seems to be bubbling, if you will. Nigerians are taking advantage of the American dream. Can you speak to that for a second? Any personal interaction with Nigerians where you live or work?
Well, here's the thing, Star. We have Columbus, Ohio is a melting pot. Mm-hmm. I can't distinguish. We have so many different nationalities, Star. I can't distinguish one from another anymore.
Okay.
It's a different culture. Yet nobody speaks our language, Star. Okay. Again, this is an issue. This is a communication problem. And if I can't communicate with you, I don't know where you're from. I don't know your background or anything else. But Star, I want to mention something because, again, second largest Somali population, okay. Star, and we're having families that don't contribute, Star, to the tax system. Yet they're going to the finest, the kids, Star, are going to the finest schools in the Metro Columbus area in the suburbs. Okay? Yeah. And I'm talking medium income average is $150,000 a year. And for some odd reason, they're building low income housing on the outskirts of these suburbs, which is allowing these kids to go to higher end schools, yet paying city taxes. Now, you're familiar with that kind of program, aren't you?
I have no comment, but listen, I got to get back to the topic with regards to the Nigerians. I don't want to take my break. Can I ask you to land your plane, or if there's anything else you want to mention? Attorney General Pam Bondi announced on Saturday that all of the Epstein files have been released. Before you go, Detroit Ziggy.
Well, Star, you bring up so many topics. I'd like to land my plane on Savannah Guthrie gave a little comment, a little speech maybe a day ago, pleading. And Star, there was something not real about her plea, right? There's just something now that as time goes by, you start to see people's reactions and people's emotions and their body language, and it's starting to brew up something ugly. And I don't think it's going to end up very well.
Okay. Good to talk.
And I'll land my plane on that.
Good to talk.
Yeah, great show, Star, as always. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Ciao.
Thank you. Star Report, I'm back in the building. Thank you for your patience. Okay. On the screen, that's the eBay address for the Star Report merch. 20% off, possibly 30% off. Everything must go. It's a fire sale. Those are the classic Tommy Hilfiger shirts, sweaters, jackets. Many of that stuff is vintage items. And it has to go because when I get up to New York, the Tommy Hilfiger Corporation has more clothing for me. But that stuff is very, very good quality. Reach out to Deeds. Deeds, she might be in the live chat. 20% off. And also, if you purchase anything, not only do you get 20% off, you get 3 months free promotion here on the show, okay? Holler at Deeds. Okay, sit tight. I want to play another video. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Is this one of New Jersey?
You know what it is.
Is this one of New Jersey's Nigerian representatives who been getting the bag?
Been getting the bag. Salute, big nigga. I know I haven't called in a minute, but I always been listening. Salute. It's your boy Jay Bandit. Jay Bandit, Jersey Banger.
Okay.
I'll at you.
Okay, all right. Just please watch the language. Jay Bandit, you've been repping Nigeria. Your family's from there. Were you born here or born there? I forget.
I was born in Patterson, New Jersey, sir.
Okay, P-Town. So I'm just doing some research. I'm saying that Nigerians are flourishing, putting it down. I see them on some of the platforms where you hire freelancers and they are willing to work hard, give you a good price. Are they undercutting Americans? Yeah, but then so are the Mexicans and the Chinese. It's the gutting of America. I don't support that. But objectively speaking, I have to ask the question, are they taking over the American dream? Jay Bandit.
No, we're not taking over the American dream. We're just taking advantage of it as we should be.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, look, my father came here at 21 in 1980, then brought my mother in 1983. Okay. Then I was born in 1986. So at the end of the day, it's like he came in on his own. His dad told him not to come in. He said, no, I like how they look. He's seen everything on TV. So my dad chose to come in on his own. And when he came on his own, he made the dream work because now he's self-made, self-paid. He started as a security guard. I learned from him. He started as a security guard. Now he sells cars, shipping internationally and all that extra stuff. And he's 70 years old, still wants to work. He needs to retire. Won't retire. Right. Still working to this day. Right. And I love that man because he's very respectful, never cheated on my mother, never have, never will. Out of respect because he took my mother's virginity. So he's like, I'm never going to cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? He cheated on her when she wasn't in America.
Well, hold on. You know, men back in that time, it wasn't cheating. You know, I have to slide off from time to time. And women, they understood that. It wasn't like, oh, I'm leaving you. You know, men did what they had to do, right?
Mm-hmm. It was very respectful, of course, because when she came, all of them got cut off. He's not like my dad hit anything. They all got cut off because they went to Berkeley Community College, and that's how he networked with other people. And my mother went to Berkeley Community College, so that's how they networked more. So they graduated associates. They always pressed me to graduate with associates. I didn't. I just got to take one more math class. I never really took it because I don't care about remedial math and all that extra ish. I got to take 3 remedial maths just to get my associates. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. Who cares? I got money. I'm not pro. I'm smart.
So let me ask you a question, Jay Bandit. Stay with me now. If I had to guess, based upon my understanding of people from not just Africa but Jamaica, Trinidad, Panama, and other places, even though you were born here and you may have swayed away from traditional Nigerian values, whatever they were. I'm not saying they're better than American, but as you get older, you become more culturally proud. Is that fair to say, of Nigeria?
Correct. Because I remember when I was a kid, we were frowned upon. Oh, you're an African booty scratcher. You playing with lions, tigers, and bears. But now y'all on our DICKs
talking about, oh, Afrobeats is the ish. Oh, native clothes is the style. Oh, dashiki is the native clothes. I want to be down. Why you want to be down now? You know what I mean? Because Burna Boy, a multi-million-dollar platinum artist, he's Igbo. I'm not Igbo. I'm Yoruba. Yoruba is better than Igbo. Igbo, the village people. But Lagos.
So I need you to slow down. Jay Banner, slow down. Explain the tribe that you just referenced and the other tribe that Burna Boy is from. For those who don't know, come on.
Okay, Yoruba is the people that are like the RFBA of Lagos. So born and raised, my father's family is Yoruba, and then Igbo, the ones that are like the outskirts, like they're the Rochesters, the Buffalo, New Yorks, like the outskirts of the city.
Okay.
And they start their own tribe. They speak their own. They don't even speak an actual language. They speak English, like broken English. That's what they speak. They don't speak. They don't have their own language. They speak broken English. Like I they bego, I they know, like that kid that called in. That's how they speak. They don't really speak actual language. We are Yoruba. We have our own dialect. Matter of fact, our dialect has 32 of them to be exact.
Okay.
So yeah.
So now, even though you were born here, is it fair to say that you are of the tribal mindset? You only want to integrate or be amongst or do business with people who share a similar mindset with regards to your culture. Is that fair to say?
Very fair to say. Correct. Very fair to say. Just like I heard this guy talking. I don't like him at all, but whatever. That's your best friend. He was talking all that irrelevant. It's really calling something.
So I don't have any best friends. Slow down. You're talking about Rory. Well, listen. I mean, if you want to, address him, just don't get at him, and then he wants to call back in, and it becomes that. But he says what he says. He stands on it. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
He's complaining about how Nigerians is invading Ireland. No, dickhead. Because if there was invading Ireland wouldn't accept him. So what are you talking about? They're allowing the people from Nigeria to live in Ireland. Let me tell you, when I was a kid, I was maybe 10th grade or something like that. Okay. There's something called Black Planet, right? I met a girl through there who's Irish but of Nigerian descent.
Black Planet and Miete? You talking about?
Yes, Magenta. You talking about the Hispanic one?
Right. Come on.
Correct. So when I met her, me and her used to always talk. She came to this country one time because her sister got a full-blown scholarship to play volleyball in Boston. Man, whatever Boston school it was, she went to. So she came here one time. I just happened to be busy. I couldn't make it to go pull up there to drive to Massachusetts to go see her. But anyway, long story short, she lives in England now. She is an Irish graduate. Went to do her master's in England. Now lives in London. Okay. Now has a career. So what are you talking about? Like, people have ambition. He makes no sense.
All right. So now listen. Before you go, I know you addressed it early. You said Nigerians are not taking over. How did you phrase it? Taking advantage?
We should take advantage, of course.
Take advantage.
Yeah,
okay. Well, listen,
I got five back in the day.
I appreciate you as a sponsor. Let's get that donation rolling. I mean, I know you're getting that Skrilla. I do pocket watch.
Matter of fact, I want to. Matter of fact, you said that earlier. I was listening to you. You said about I'll buy one of your clothes, but I know I'm not going to fit it because I'm way bigger than you. But I'll still buy something just for promotion and community. Community section.
Listen, holler at Deeds. Just buy anything. Send me a screenshot, and then we'll promote your platform, whatever you're doing. I know you're hustling. Good to hear from you, man.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. It's okay. All right. Aladdin, what's going on with you, man? Area code 929. Aladdin, good evening.
Hey, what's going on? Listen, I'm tired of Bukimbe Mutombo niggas talking about we trying to be like them with the dashikis and Afro beats. Nobody wants to be an African. Nobody wants to be you. Nobody wants to talk like you. No one wants to be you. You want to be us. You so proud of your country, but your bum ass fled your country to be in my country, to get an education in my country. So
just make sure you watch the language, Aladdin. Just please watch.
Sorry. So I'm just sick of them.
Right. I'm
just sick of all Africans just talking this. Oh, my father came there with 2 pennies in his pocket, and he was a security guard, and now he has a life. Yo, FBA's been doing that. We were hung from trees and set on fire. We were redlined for hundreds of years, and we made it. a black woman in California in Compton, she owns all the McDonald's in Compton. In Harlem, a black man owns every single McDonald's on 125th Street from the east side to the west side. So all the things you brag about, we've been doing. All the education you got, we've been doing. All the home ownership you have, we've been doing. Everything you brag about, we've been doing for decades. So what is all this? I'm so proud of myself. Like what you do.
But hang on a second, Aladdin. Can I jump in? Can I just jump in with all due respect? Which one of your parents is Somalian or Somali?
My father, it's not Somalian, it's Somali. My father was Somali.
Pardon me. Somali. Yeah. Come on.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I don't like them either. They got the same sob story. All the Africans got the same sob story. Like everything you have, we've been had. So it's like, how do you think you're better than us when we've been doing what you're doing? I don't get this surprise. How are you so proud of yourself when you fled your country? You fled. If your country's so great, make your country better again. Stop coming to my country, and then when you get here, you get a little bit of success, and then you want to show off and think you're better than my people. You're not. You never will be. And no one wants to be you. We don't imitate being you. You imitate being us. Looking like that ugly alien dude, Akon, trying to do rap music. That homeboy looked like he come out of...
The Bitcoin City was a scam, allegedly.
Huh?
The Bitcoin...
Say what?
The Bitcoin City. He never laid a cinder block. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. You ever heard this saying? There's always some truth to a lie, or there's always some truth to stereotypes. The stereotypes are true. Those are some scamming ass people. They lie on their work records. They make fake written letters of recommendation. They make all types of false documents to get jobs, to get into housing. These people they got something called the Yahoo Boys in Nigeria, where they all live in a house and they scam on dating websites all day. Man, I be on Bumble and
sound like paper chasers to me.
Like I'm gonna fall for that crap. Huh?
Sound like old school Brooklyn paper chasers, but go ahead.
Yeah, so it's just like the Somalis scam. They scam because they think America is rich, and they make fun of us because they think it's okay to scam. Like they teach each other, hey, lie to the Americans, steal from the Americans. They're rich. They ain't gonna miss it. So they think it's cool to come here and just be a thief. They don't see see nothing wrong in lying, falsifying documents to get into school, to get housing, to get jobs. They think it's okay to come to America and commit crime.
Can I jump in, Aladdin?
You know what I'm saying?
Can I jump in? And
yeah, go ahead.
How old are you? I forget. You're in your 50s, right?
No, I'm not in my 50s, man. I tell you, I turned 45. And shout out to me today.
I forget. Hang on. I forget. Okay. So now, just to be fair, and not that I'm caping for Nigerians, but you just described typical Brooklyn Bronx behavior, wilding, going into Central Park, wilding. I used to run with some Puerto Ricans, Cubans, and Colombians. We used to go up to Van Cortlandt Park to catch a lick. You heard of Van Cortlandt Park, right?
What? Yeah, I heard of it. Yeah, I've been up there.
Hang on. So society moves in cycles. Again, not to give them a pass, but okay, so they're here, they're getting it, they're doing everything you just described. It sounds like you know firsthand of how they're moving. So in reality, it's just catching licks by way of technology now, as opposed to running around in packs and going on vamp missions. We used to call it back in the 80s a vamp mission. Go ahead.
Well, they're more sophisticated with the crime.
Yeah.
I just don't like when they brag about it, like the Somalis, they brag about defrauding the government. And I don't like when they try to falsify documents to get legitimate jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But no one talks about that.
All right.
They have a whole network creating false documents.
Okay.
And they get into these legal occupations, and I think it needs to be cracked down on, and it's unacceptable. And I don't know how you could be proud of your country and your people when you constantly commit fraud to be successful in America. That is asinine to me.
Hey, Dawn, I got your comment on the screen. Dawn says Americans do the same ish. It's called American greed. Hey, Matt, great to talk to you. I'm just going over some of the news, topics and things like that. Anything else you want to say? Land your plane, Aladdin?
Yeah, if Uncle Luke makes it to some type of public council, I'll vote for him.
Okay. Salute.
All right, take care.
Aladdin. We can't be hypocrites. I mean, do I like how Nigerians are moving in terms of scamming? No. I'm an older man. I can't tussle with young people like I could once upon a time. I was going uptown. Man, this is past George Washington High School. G-Dub, we used to call it, back in 1981. Cuban guy. I'm not going to say his name. We're on the train, and he just pulls out a little Yankee bat out of nowhere, cracks this white man over the head. Bow! Blood starts gushing out. He's going through the guy's pockets. He didn't even tell me, yo. I'm about to. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. I got away from him. He was a little too extra with it. But I'm just saying, now it's more of a finesse scamming situation, Area code 410. Good evening. Please watch the language. Are you there? 410. Yes, no, maybe. 410 and 54321. Okay, got it.
Hello?
Come on. Don't kill the vibe. Hello?
Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'm here.
No, you have
my man.
You have to pick up the phone or we got to get you out of here. Please do not kill the vibe.
I got you, brother.
We don't do speakerphones. Please do not call me brother. I don't know you. I'm offended by the term.
Okay.
Please.
All right.
Okay.
Oh.
Where do you want to start, sir?
Cool.
Where do you want to start, sir?
All right. First off, I just want to say I respect your channel and I respect of everything that you're doing. But what's going on right now with the so-called FBA brothers, which I do not have a problem. Like everybody, they want to be free, right? But that's not how this shit works, bro.
Sir, you have to watch the language or I have to let you go. Please. We just
all right.
I need to monetize this broadcast. You can't just use profanity.
Okay, cool.
Pretend you're calling a show where the guy sitting here is a Caucasian. You would be on your best behavior.
Listen,
please.
Okay. Understood. 100%. What I'm trying to get at, right? You guys, the so-called the FBA, the KKKs right now, that is so mad at black foreigners people around the world is disgraceful. Because at the end of the day, these people are your cousins, they're your brothers, they're your sisters, they're your uncles. Your problem is you're not going to the white man. You're not going like you was born in America. You have everything that you fucking. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
I have to let him go. I'm sorry. I just, Area code 917. Good evening. Please watch the language. We're discussing is Nigeria taking over the American dream? Area code 917.
Good evening, Star Peace. I'm going to temper myself, Star. First of all, no, they're not taking over Black America. They never have, never will. I want to address Jay Bandit, because Jay Bandit is like most foreigners. Well, he said he's born here, but his family is from the continent.
Can you not make it personal about his parents because he's not here too?
No. I'm not making it personal. I'm just talking about in general about people that come here. Okay. They always come with the story that, oh, we took advantage of the opportunities. We went to school, got the education. But you know what they don't really tell you is when they flee their country, they flee usually the ones that have the resources, the money to pay to flee. And they don't tell you that they get sponsored a lot of times. Now, from another country, it's because you're allowed to come here. So they know who these people are that's coming here, and they know that these people will assimilate. And they don't tell you that story. They want to make you seem as though, oh, we work hard, we struggled, we did it. No, you came here knowing the program. You came here with an ideology of, look, we're going to undermine the blacks that are here because we're allowed to, and that the fact of the matter is we're riding on the coattails of the civil rights movement that's even given us the opportunity to take advantage of these things. So they're already given the opportunity to take advantage of things that the foundational Black Americans had already put in place. And ain't nobody across the world ever made the needle move other than Black people. So if you're going to come into somebody's country and undermine the people who struggled, sacrificed, died for a movement that you and your folks are benefiting from, you are the problem. You are the enemy. Because at the end of the day, I'm talking about back in the day when I grew up, old New York. I'm a Brooklyn cat. Okay. Old Brooklyn, a lot of people left New York when the immigrants started coming in. A lot of good Black families left because they saw the influx of the immigrants. And it was getting to the point where they were getting pushed out, or they just wanted to live a better life. They didn't want to live around the immigrants. So when the immigrants got here, they were dealing with a lot of the lower level Black folks. So that's why they have this perception of, oh, Blacks are lazy. Blacks ain't this, Blacks ain't that. You've never really been around good Black folks to talk about us. And you don't understand the struggles. You don't understand what we put in for your folks to come here, and you want to tell lies about you just worked hard. We worked hard. We worked harder than anybody. You ain't worked harder than.
If I can jump in, and I want to say I appreciate everything you've just said. You're speaking facts. You're speaking facts. Here we are now in 2026. The reality is that technology, if you ask me, is assisting other groups with infiltrating, setting up shop, taking over in a sense, utilizing things that, were not available to foundational Black Americans, Italians and Irish and others. And this is not to kick dirt on them, but again, you're right with what you're saying. So what now? What now? If we can just bring it up to right now. Okay. And I'm just giving people a small sample of why this topic even became a conversation. It's a small sample, hiring freelance workers, but they are literally flooding these sites that I was talking about in terms of doing work at a cheaper price. Please.
No, I respect that. I don't knock nobody for earning their way and finding a way to get whatever they have to earn in life. What I would like to see is a resolution or a connection for those who come here from other countries. Why don't you give us the game plan since it's so bad in your country? Tell us, look, we know Black Americans have always overcome and always made progress. So if you give us an opportunity to go to your country, will we get the same benefits? Will we be able to build shop, make shop up in your country? Tell us something that we could do to maybe help you so that you could fight for your people there and build your own. You ain't got to come here and undermine us, because I can't go to your country and undermine you. So if you want to come here, unite and learn from us, and then say, yo, we could use you guys to help us fight back home, and maybe we can give y'all some opportunities so you can come to our country and benefit.
Can I respond to what you just said? Can I respond? And I'll let you land your plane. Certain countries, Uganda and others, if you ask them, they are giving opportunities to foundational Black Americans or African Americans. Come back home. You can get dual citizenship, but don't come back broke. You do know that, right? They'll give you dual citizenship, but they don't want you coming back broke. Do you know about the whole way some of those countries are set up and they offer dual citizenship? They're not giving you nothing.
I've heard of that.
To my knowledge. And on top of that, holy smokes, Reuters had a story about a month or so ago where some of the Black countries are trying to get reparations. Some of the African countries are trying to get reparations. And some of the European Council members and what have you, they're not even entertaining it. I just want to say all that, but you have the last word. Take your time.
Well, if that's be the case, that's all well and good. I haven't heard anyone come back that's American that went over to the continent and they say how they have been able to influence their economy, influence their politics, take advantage of their reach. I haven't heard any stories from Black Americans that went over to the continent and have been able to infiltrate their system and way of life as the immigrants are coming here, infiltrating, getting on political boards, changing over communities. Because at the end of the day, Star, when they come over here, where do they put these people? What, like you said, we don't have Black communities, right? Why? Because they flooded them with immigrants.
Well, hang on a second. Now, what I don't want to do is have an argument, but since you mentioned Jay Bandit, he's called back in. Can we do one at a time?
Are trying to get reparations.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with this guy.
Okay, Jay Bandit, are you there? You called back in. Where's Jay Bandit?
Yeah. You hear me?
Okay,
you hear me?
Let's keep the language, respectful. This man addressed you. Can we do this quickly? Jay Bandit, you have the floor.
Quick, fast, and easy. I don't know what he's complaining about. Ain't no one undermined you. We just say where we came from and how we did it. So what's the problem? You have every opportunity, just like we had every opportunity. Y'all clearly tell each other what and what not to do. There's something called, what's the Equal Opportunity Fund? You're told that in school. So what are you talking about? Everyone has the same opportunity. We're just immigrants. So what are you talking about? And I'm not even an immigrant. My father was. He had the same opportunities as your father as well. So what are you talking about? Ain't nobody undermining you. We just say with our chest, oh, we came from nothing and became something. You could do the same thing too. Y'all had civil rights. Y'all fought for it. So what are you talking about?
Okay, let him respond.
Okay.
Let him respond.
All right. So Jay, first of all, I said that you were born here. Your parents were immigrants, correct?
Correct.
All right. So your parents told you the truth of how they got over here, right?
My dad did a lottery, won the lottery, and came.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to tell you. Be real and be honest. Don't sugarcoat talking about we had opportunities just like you. You got a lottery. So that means you were selected. And 9 times out of 10, when you get a lottery, you have to pay an application fee, correct?
Of course, yeah.
All right, so this is what I'm saying. Y'all come over here with this half stories, lying. Tell the full story. Stop talking about, oh, we just worked hard and made it. Oh, you got selected with the lottery. Your folks have some money to pay for the application to get here, and that's why you were able to get over here. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all come over here lying, and then when you get here, it's cool that you made it. It's cool that you're doing what you're doing. But you said it yourself. Yeah, I feel much better when I'm aligned with my own people, doing business with my own people. So there goes the undermining that you guys do, and that's what we're talking about. You come over here with that undermining mentality, but you assimilate at first, fronting as imposters, then you want to delineate your own self. You even said it through your own argument. Oh, I'm the other guy's Debo. I'm from this tribe. So all that nonsense, man, cut it out, bro.
Okay, can we let him respond, sir? Can we let him respond? Because
yeah, go ahead.
I want to finish this up. Jay Bandit, you have the floor, and then I'm going to give him the last word. Go ahead.
All right. So when I was in high school, we had something. I went to Teaneck High School, to let you know. That's in New Jersey. That's a suburb of New Jersey, third richest county in America, if you never heard of Bergen County. But anyway, when we went, we had something called the Black Student Union. And I was in the Black Student Union. They gave us every opportunity to get scholarships, to do things, to get Pell Grants, to write essays and everything. So, and I'm born here, born and raised here. I came to Teaneck, 2000? And then I'm from Patterson, New Jersey, where my parents was like, nah, we're not going to these schools here. This school here is trash. So I went to elementary school, middle school there, but then my freshman year, we moved to Teaneck. So it's like, what opportunity did you have? Like, how are we lying? We're not lying. What are we lying about?
Okay.
What am I lying about?
All right, Jay Bandit, I'm going to cut you off. Thank you for calling back. Sir, you have the final word.
Salute.
You have the final word,
Salute.
sir. Go ahead.
Okay, again, Star, I'm not going to repeat what I just said. He heard me loud and clear, just like every one of your audience members heard me loud and clear. I exposed them for the lies that they tell, first of all. And secondly, the reason why you say the opportunities are for everyone, because your folks are not from here. And you think that you're getting the same opportunities, but you have an advantage because they know who's here. They know where you're coming from. So they're going to rather take an immigrant over a Black American. And we can go through facts, because I know that for a fact myself. Anyone who has foreign lineage, they would rather use you than a Black American because they know that you guys are subservient and will fall in line and assimilate. Point blank. That's my end.
I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace. Okay. Why are you calling back? I thought you finished what you were trying to say. Gene Richmond, a.k.a. number 9.
I was just listening to niggers
easy,
go to
easy.
war. Okay,
We're
okay,
having a good
okay.
conversation. Come on, man.
Okay, okay.
Come on.
You tell them not to use pejoratives. You tell them not to curse, and they do it anyway. You tell them not to call you brother, and they do it anyway. This is why Claude Anderson said they are fourth in line now, because they just cannot pay attention to detail. You tell them, and then they call up all bent out of shape about, they knew how you came here to take all their advantages. It doesn't work.
Are you gonna add? Gonna add to the conversation? Or are you just calling to critique other people? Come on, man.
I just like to talk about blacks. But here's my advice. Here's my advice out of my book called Rules for Tethers.
Come on.
When you arrive here, pretend to befriend them. Pretend to be them. Learn their history. Imitate their style, even the way they speak. Find out where they live and mimic everything they do. Pretend to unify with them. And then slowly phase them out. It'll work. It'll work. You remember that show, Alien?
You are as serious as colon cancer. They think you're joking. I know you. Go ahead.
Imitate them. Befriend them. You remember that episode of The Twilight Zone where those big tall aliens came down and they brought a book for the people they thought they were their friends, and they put them all on spaceships. And at the end of the episode, at the end of the episode, they found out it was a cookbook, and they were the main course.
Classic.
Yes.
Classic.
Befriend them, mimic them, talk like them, lose your accent, wear a wire, and bring all the information back.
Okay.
And then we'll send you back out.
Good to talk to you, Gene Richmond, number 9.
Right.
Thank you. Okay. We're almost done here. Holy smokes. Whoa. Is that JR Cigar in the queue?
Yes, sir. What's up, sir?
Hey, man.
How you doing, sir? Good evening.
My apologies. I didn't see your number there. Hold on a second. Let me get your information on the screen. Hold on a second, man. Why didn't you text me and say I'm in the queue?
No, I sent the email. I didn't, I was actually thoroughly entertained by all the show.
Okay.
It was really great.
All right. Okay, so you are one of my sponsors. Let me get your banner on the screen here. All right. Promote your cigar line first, and I'm going to grab one of the boxes, and then we can get you on the line to talk about the topic. Please, JR Cigar.
Yes, sir. So, www.accuracysmoke.com. We're doing the flash sale. If you buy a box, you will get a free complimentary Accuracy ashtray.
Right.
That's the new flash sale I'm doing for the first 5 customers.
I got it right here.
That's going to buy.
Got it right here.
Yes, sir. The premium cigars from Tamboril, Santiago, Dominican Republic.
Yes, sir.
And everybody loves the cigars.
Okay, I've been smoking them.
But
I've been smoking them.
Oh no, I appreciate you. So they're very. I actually smoked one of them yesterday.
Nice.
I had a day off and I actually smoked one, and they're very smooth.
Okay.
But I was thoroughly entertained by the topic about Nigerians taking over the American dream.
Taking over the American dream. I'm not going to go back into why this came to be a title, but there's a lot to unpack here, and again, I think we are at a pivotal point in American history where people and technology is assisting them. Do you want to speak to that before you go?
Yes. Well, a wise man said, "I never met an African with good intentions."
I know.
So, I have a lot of experiences with Africans, especially Nigerians. My son used to date one, and the thing about them is that what the other caller said about how they assimilate and everything. But the thing about them is that if you don't fall in line with their ideals, they will cut you off.
Okay.
And my son had to learn that the hard way. But do I think they're taking over? No, I don't think they're taking over. They can't take over FBA.
Okay.
We're too strong. We have a strong history. We practically built this country. Okay. It like they're just like everybody else. They're coming through. It's a fad. It's a trend. And they'll fall by the wayside like everybody else. Okay. FBA is here to stay. Okay. They cannot take away the American dream from us. We are the American dream. Right.
Great to talk to you, J.R. Cigar. Salute.
Salute, Shaw.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Have a great night.
Thank you. Okay. Hey there. Good evening. Please watch the language. We're talking about, is Nigeria taking over the American dream?
Hey, what's up, Star? It's Big J from the Bronx.
How are
I
you,
just
sir?
spoke to you last week about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, I just want to get on this thing with the Nigerians and the Africans taking over. I don't think so. Basically, from what I'm seeing, when you're immigrant, there's a blueprint when you come to the United States that you have to follow. Okay. That's why you see so many marriages that never fail, because part of that blueprint is that you must stay married, you must maintain employment, okay, you must not break the law, okay, and then they give you credit, they tell you to get property, invest in a home, and then you're good for the next 20, 30 years while you try to get your citizenship. That's why they don't feel too much, because that's the blueprint for most Caribbeans and people from Africa.
Okay.
Okay, but their countries, they're not living like that. They got baby mamas all over the place and kids all over. But when they come to the United States, all that is changed, because you have to follow a so-called blueprint. All right, they give you credit to open a business so you can be productive, and that's all that is. But like the other caller said, that's just...
Well, hang on a second. Can I ask, how old are you? How old are you, sir?
I'm 61.
Okay. So now, with regards to what prompted me to have this discussion, respectfully, are you intertwined with the younger workforce? Are you online dealing with these places where you hire freelancers?
I don't hire people, but I work in the work field. Yeah, I'm around that.
Okay. Are you semi-retired? Can you tell us what your area of work? What's that?
I'm in the protective services, so I know about security.
Okay.
So let me tell you this: they have a clear background. That's another thing where they have an advantage. If you're born in the United States, I'm from New York. I'm from the Boogie Down Bronx.
Okay.
If you're born and raised in the Bronx, like I was, your background, by the time you're 23, you don't have to train, you don't spray painted trespass, you don't got all sorts of summonses. So you're not privileged to get a lot of stuff for a person that just gets to this country that has no background whatsoever. They can come here and be here for 3 years and get a gun permit with no problem. Okay, so there's a lot of things.
So I have to jump in, and with all due respect, I hear you. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying now the technology-driven, generations that are doing business and they're not necessarily living here, but at some point they're going to come here to benefit from the tax breaks and other things. I'm asking, are they taking over the American dream? You're in your 60s. Respectfully, did you retire yet?
No, not yet. A couple of more years.
Okay, I wish you all the best.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best.
I need my health care coverage. I can't afford it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
so now
that's what.
Hold on. So with regards to the younger generation, you're saying no, they're not taking over. It's just coming to America.
No, because like the caller said, the kids are not smart like the parents.
Okay.
The kids are just entitled. These African children got no sense whatsoever.
Okay.
When they're in school, they're running around tearing their asses, acting crazy because they just don't have no directions.
Okay.
It's the parents that are under all the stress to behave like productive people when they get here. But the kids are off the chain.
Gotcha.
That's number one. Number two, as far as all this education, I don't believe that either. Because, like the caller said, you can be from another country and say you got a master's degree, you got a bachelor's degree, and nobody's really checking for that.
Okay.
You understand?
I hate to cut you short, but I want to get back to the Nigerians, you know, and the American dream. Can you land your plane on that?
What do you mean? Like,
well, the ones that are part of the workforce now, they pose no threat. It's in what you're saying.
No, well, you know, that's all management. Management is going to always do that. Whether you're black, white, they're going to always put people against people.
Right.
Replace the new with the old.
Right.
And that's how that works.
Okay.
That's anywhere.
Okay.
You know, that's the workforce. It's all a management move.
All right.
To get the next person to do. If this person don't act up, right, and don't do it, they're going to bring the next group in.
Are you black or Hispanic, sir, before you go?
I'm FBA.
Okay. Now I don't want to go too far back, but last week I was playing some videos with regards to the history of the Bronx. We went back to the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, or I was saying that the landlords, you know, were responsible. Rory said blacks and the Hispanics tore up the Bronx. What say you? Because you're born and raised, right? Born and raised, boogie down.
Okay, the story that I heard a couple of stories. Yeah, I heard the stories about the landlords burning down the buildings, but I also heard it was the people in the fire department wanted to raise. And so a lot of the fires were getting...
Easy, you're snitching. Sir, now you're snitching. Hang on.
Listen. Mayor Koch was cutting the hours. Mayor Koch was cutting the hours, and he was closing down the fire. Listen, he was closing down the...
This man speaking facts. Pay attention. Let's go.
So he was closing down the fire stations because he said they wasn't really doing nothing but milking the clock. Right. So I heard that the fires were being set. So this way, if they didn't have any response, they would start giving the firefighters back to work. So I heard that story too.
Okay.
You know, so there's a lot of stories. Then I heard somebody came and said it was the drug dealers was setting the fires because they were fighting.
Well, they were getting paid by the landlords. But listen, I gotta go, man. Salute. Thank you for your input. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, all right.
Wow. you.